Hello, welcome back for part 2 of writing equations. We're going to be looking at identifying slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. It says for part A, consider the line 2x plus 9y equals negative 3. What is the slope and what's the slope of a parallel line? What's the slope of a perpendicular line? Before we can figure that out, we first need this guy in slope-intercept form. So we set up 2x plus 9y equals negative 3. Subtract 2x from both sides. And I'm left with 9y equals negative 2x minus 3. Now I divide by 9. And so my equation I'm looking for slopes for is y equals negative 2/9 y, this should be x, excuse me. Negative 2/9 x minus 1/3. So what's the slope of a perpendicular line? Well, I need the opposite inverse. So the opposite is positive, and the inverse is 9/2. What is the slope of a parallel line? Parallel have the same slope, so it's negative 2/9. And that's it. Solve for y equals mx plus b, and then identify your slopes. Let's look at another one real quick. Consider the line 8x minus 6y equals negative 2. It says what's the slope of the line parallel to this line? Well, first I need to know y equals mx plus b. I'll set up 8x minus 9y, maybe a little further away this time. Minus 6y equals negative 2. I'm going to subtract 8x from both sides. I'm left with negative 6y equals negative 8x minus 2. And I'm going to divide every term by negative 6. So that I'm left with y equals 4/3 x plus 1/3. What is the slope of a parallel line to this line? Well, parallel means the same, so I have 4/3. Any line with 4/3 is the slope, and a different intercept is parallel. And perpendicular is the opposite inverse, so the opposite is going to be negative, and the inverse is going to be 3/4. And that's for perpendicular. So find your slope-intercept form and just identify the same and opposite inverse. Good luck.